I am Ben McCormick with CED Greentech. Thank you for joining us for Battery Bonus Week. This is our second Aloha Flex session, and we're excited to have you here. I've been managing CED Greentech in Hawaii for 5 years, and in talking to contractors, we've consistently been looking to have a low dealer fee deferred payment option for the Hawaii market. And it wasn't until the battery bonus program got started that we were able to make it happen. So we're really excited to have a specific program for Hawaii. Matt Kay with CED's concert finance team is going to be the presenter. And we're excited to get this going. So take it away, Matt.
Thank you, Ben. Aloha and good afternoon, everybody. Want to give you an introduction here to the CED Greentech Finance program, and specifically our concert finance loan program. We have, as Ben mentioned, rolled out a specific Aloha Flex loan for the battery bonus program. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and get started shortly here. Pulling up a overview here of both concert finance and the Aloha Flex loan. A little bit of note about here, concert finance. We put this program together. Our funding partner is Interbank USA out of Salt Lake City, but the concert finance program is exclusive to CED Greentech installers and customers. Couple of notes about the program here. We do have, shut my camera off there, sorry. A couple of key notes about how our program works. We do offer for equipment to be paid for directly by concert finance. So the way this loan program works is when you sell a loan to your customer, you just need to get through the first permit application milestone, and then you can order equipment from Ben and the team at CED. We do ask that you get mods, racking, and inverters for those projects from CED. The way that works is we set up a separate line of credit. It's essentially virtually unlimited. So it has no impact on your existing CED shop account. And again, you can utilize that concert finance equipment line of credit for however many loans you can sell. So virtually unlimited. We've set up an interface that's simple, easy to use, modeled after other fintechs out there in the marketplace. And we've stripped down the milestone payments to a very simple process where all you need is a text message confirmation from your customer. Anybody who's not comfortable with the text message can do that via email. So we have 2 payment milestones, one at the permit application phase, then you're fully paid out at the installation. We do ask that you report PTO once you have your final inspection, but there's no holdback on funding. And again, text message or email confirmation by the homeowner is all that's required to complete that milestone. CED will invoice for any equipment shipped, and that's deducted out of your final payment. In addition to the easy milestone process, we do have a instant soft credit check that does not impact your homeowner's credit score. It doesn't go on the credit report. We only do the hard credit check once the customer would like to proceed with a loan. And then the loan documents can all be signed electronically, either in person on a tablet or a laptop, or via email. And now the Aloha Flex loan is something we have specifically for the Hawaii market. Ben has been asking for a product similar to this for quite some time. And the battery bonus opportunity was the initiative we needed to get something out there for Hawaii specifically. What we've done here is provide a no payment for the homeowner for 18 months after that install is complete. So no bill, no payments due for the first 18 months. They also have a chance to re-amortize that loan at month 18, month 30, and month 42. So if they are gathering the 26% investment tax credit on their federal tax forms, they can use that 26% to pay down the balance in that first 12 to 18 months. And then they have additional opportunities to make larger payments against principal and lower their monthly payment for the rest of the term of the loan. We do have low interest rates available here and low dealer fees for this product. Do want to mention here, both myself and my colleague Mike Conover are here to assist Ben in helping folks apply for the Concert Finance program. Contact information is here. You can reach out directly, and Ben obviously can always get in touch with us to move that forward as well. Just want to jump into a couple of slides here. First one is an overview generally of Concert Finance. Our minimum credit score requirement is a 640 FICO for the program. The Aloha Flex does have a 680 minimum FICO score. And did mention the 18 months no payment for that Aloha Flex. We also have a 12-3 Flex, which is 12 months of no payments. And customers down at the 640 and above range can qualify for the 12-3 Flex if they aren't able to qualify for Aloha Flex. We do allow for up to $100,000 on the loan amount, and that's contingent on the customer's FICO and debt to income. The pre-qualification soft check, we look at the TransUnion Credit Bureau, but again, it has no impact on the customer's credit report until they're ready to proceed with the loan. That pre-qualification is generally 96 to 97% accurate, and it's a huge advantage up front to streamline your sales process. Once you go through a couple more details here, we'll jump into a demo of the Concert Finance portal and run through that pretty quickly to show you how easy this process can be. Once you have credit, we need to have a credit approved. Loan needs to be signed within 60 days of that credit approval, and then that credit's valid for 180 total days to get the system to fully operating. We do need to have one customer to be on title, and you can add a co-applicant who lives at the residence in order to improve the odds of approval. And we allow financing for 2 to 4 unit multifamily homes, as well as ground mounted systems. Another key feature here is that up to 50% of loan can be used for non-solar. So solar was considered the system itself, any battery storage, and a re-roof under a plane where modules are going to be placed on the roof. So that additional 50% can be a full re-roof, including planes of the roof with no solar. Can be for windows, HVAC, a hot tub, anything that you want to lump in with the project with your homeowner. Up to 50% can be financed with Concert. Touching again on the Aloha Flex here, did want to kind of run through the mechanics of how this works very briefly. Again, once the installation is complete, you do have an 18-month window where your homeowner is not going to receive a bill. And I think that's tremendously advantageous for systems that are built, and we do see a delay on getting the storage battery component onto those projects, this allows for customers not to be paying for energy that they're not able to utilize. The flexible repayment terms, I did mention the 3 reamortizations at month 18, 30, and 42. So each year, homeowner is able to make additional payments to pay down principal and lower, once that reamortization comes, lower the monthly payment for the rest of the term of the loan. They can pay off that loan at any time with no prepayment penalty. So this really, again, gives a lot of flexibility to the homeowner to pay down the loan as they see fit and what makes sense for them. Going to quickly jump over here and show you our price sheet here. And if you notice here, there's a starter, pro, and elite level here. The way we define that is, if you're a CED customer, this is a service we're providing to you. We don't have any minimum requirements, but if you'd like to sign up and use the program and only planning using it occasionally, we can start you out in our starter pricing. The Aloha Flex here, listed prominently, is a 6.99% APR interest rate and just under a 6% dealer fee. Again, I did mention we have the 12-3 Flex available, and we also have a 24-month same as cash for customers that typically would need to pay that off within the 24 months. The advantage of the Aloha Flex is a customer can make that decision on the fly, and then at month 18, they flip into a reasonable interest rate rather than a higher credit card rate with the same as cash product. Again, 12-3 Flex is good for 640 FICOs and up. Our cutoff for the Aloha Flex is 680. And then same as cash customers, we do want to see, great credit quality customers, 750 and above. If you do plan on using Concert Finance for additional work and plan to see some additional loan volume, if you can get roughly 15 loans through the program per quarter, and that's about 5 per month, you get a 50 basis point or half a percentage point discount on your dealer fee. Our elite pricing group is for installers that plan to do 35 or more per quarter, which comes out to about 11 or 12 loans per month. We're not going to police the installers on loan volume on a month-by-month basis, rather looking at it more on a quarterly basis to determine the correct pricing range for you and your company. I'm going to jump in here and do a quick demo of our portal. And following that, we can, hopefully if you have questions, you can put them in the chat here, and Ben and I will circle back after the demo here to get all your questions answered. When you log into the Concert Finance portal, you'll see this quick check up front here. All you need to do is enter the customer's information. If you do have a date of birth, last four of the social, and annual income, that gives us a better opportunity to get a more accurate result on this off credit check. But you can check with just a name and an address to get a basic idea of what your customer qualifies for. A quick note here that we do have a URL link available up here, and you can copy that link and embed it in any marketing that you're doing on website, social media. It can be shared out via email, and that basically allows customers to enter their information with the link and create a lead for you in the Concert Finance portal, which would appear on your customer list. It's a great idea to get either to drive lead traffic or to, again, get an assessment of how much your customer qualifies for before setting up an appointment. You can skip the pre-qualification check, not recommended, and go straight to a proposal calculator here just by entering the zip code. But we'll go down the path of entering a quick check here, and I'm just going to plug in a few details here so we can move along and show you how this works. Just going to plug in a few details here, some of which may be not fully accurate, but just for demo purposes. You can't add the co-applicant up here at front. Again, there's no harm to adding a co-applicant. All it does is improve the odds of approval and potentially increase the loan amount your customer qualifies for. We are in a demo environment, so this usually happens even more quickly in our live portal here. But again, immediately you can see if your customer is pre-qualified or not. And we do get a pre-qualification amount based just on that soft credit check. Customers are able to provide income verification to raise the amount they're approved for. So as you see, a good credit quality customer can immediately qualify for up to $75,000 and then go all the way up to $100,000 with income documentation. For great credit quality customers, we can actually approve the full $100,000 right out of the gate. And towards the lower end of the spectrum, we cap the pre-qualification amount at $45,000, and so the lower to 6 to mid 600 range FICO scores typically only can qualify up to $55,000 with documentation, and then the high 600s to low 700s, roughly, again contingent on debt to income, can qualify for $65,000 and then up to $75,000 with income documentation. As you can see, there are quite a range of different loan products that are available. We do have the low APR with a higher dealer fee as an option for you. But if we go down to the bottom here, we do have that Aloha Flex designed for the Hawaii market. Again, we jump into that proposal calculator once we have the pre-qualification, and this is where you're welcome to have a conversation with your customer, show them this graph of how the payments work on that loan. By entering a loan amount, you'd want to pre-configure what it contingent on your dealer fee, the loan amount ahead of time. And again, you do have the option of moving into additional products, the 12-3 Flex. And we also have a couple of other loan types here that are available, including the same as cash that I mentioned. We'll stick with the Aloha Flex here for the purposes of this demonstration. And again, we do assume in most cases that customers will be taking advantage of that 26% ITC to pay down principal and lower their monthly payment. Either way, the graph shows them, what happens if they pay that 26%, what they would get for a monthly payment after the 18-month no payment window, and then what would happen if they decide to hold on to that ITC, spend it on something else. You can calculate for the customer what they, if they plan to pay a full, $15,000 on this loan up front, that automatically updates what their monthly loan payment would be with that prepayment. Sticking with the 26% here and moving along, we'll jump into the contact info section. Just made a few adjustments here so we can get through the demo, but right here you have an approval for funding via mobile or text message. If you have customers that aren't comfortable getting those milestone confirmations via text message, you can unclick this, and then customer will receive that milestone confirmation via DocuSign on email. Again, you have another opportunity to provide a co-applicant's information here before you proceed with the hard credit check, and another good opportunity here to make sure you have the correct details, and if you need to select a separate mailing address. You have the option to apply in person. Again, if you have an appointment in the home, you can also do this via email for virtual sales calls. We'll go ahead and do the apply in person here. If you were in person, this would be where you're checking the homeowner's ID to make sure their information matches what they put on the application. And then you would hand the tablet or laptop over to your customer. Customer has an opportunity to run through here and confirm their personal information and, of course, their address. Important to get this information correct up front. And at that point, they would go ahead and agree to the hard credit check application. Entering a few details here, pardon me. They do enter their email address so that they get electronic confirmations of when we have agreed to go through the credit check, and also use that to provide any loan documents that have been provided and signed by the homeowner. At this point, you're going to basically ask the customer to hand the laptop or tablet back to you. This does happen pretty quickly in our demo portal. And it's going a little bit slower here on the demo portal. And apologies if my audio is cutting a little bit in and out. Trying to do this from a home internet connection, which doesn't always help. But at the bottom here, when you click view results, you get a clear message here that customers pass for a credit check and as well as a title check. If the property is held in a LLC or a trust document, for example, you would get a message here asking you to upload documentation to prove the applicant is the holder of that trust or the controlling interest of that LLC. You can take snapshots of those documents and upload them directly to the portal here. And with a credit check, I did mention we have the initial approval amounts here. Since this loan's $37,000. They're well under the limit that they've been approved for. But if they do want to have a lot higher amount here, you would need to provide income documentation in order to be approved for a higher amount. You do have an opportunity here to select your product. We've gone with the Aloha Flex here. And at this point, we're going to generate the loan documents. We again can do this via DocuSign on the screen in front of you if you're doing an appointment in person. And again, that would go out via email if necessary, if you're doing that appointment remotely. Again, we are in a demo environment. We like to spend our IT resources on our main program here. So that was a little slower actually than it usually is. At this point, you've sent documents out to your homeowner or created the documents. If you did make a mistake, you can go out and cancel it. If the customer would like to review the packet before they sign, you can download the PDF right here. Let's go through the in-person signing portion here. And this will be done, again, can be done on a laptop or tablet. We do have an ID identification verification portion here that's unique to our program. And basically ask the customer a few questions about their personal credit history. And what we do for that is take a look at the credit file and put together a set of questions that only that homeowner can answer. We have had instances where this information is dated and difficult for the homeowner to remember. In those cases, you can scan and send a driver's license ID to our customer support team, and they can bypass these questions. But again, generating a quick set of questions for me. They're asking about where my mom lives and where at one point I used to live. Here's a couple of addresses I don't recognize, and used to live at this one. 32 Harris is in San Francisco, and I used to drive a 98 Honda Accord. You only need to get 3 of those 6 questions correct in order to verify identity, and then you're on to the loan signing process. DocuSign, you do agree for electronic record keeping, and customer can go line by line here, or they can jump right down to the signature portion and get that completed. Do have an opportunity here to enter ACH information. If the customer doesn't have that available, they can provide that information after the fact. But the pricing that we listed on the rate sheet there is contingent on doing the ACH payment method. If the customer for some reason is not able to do that, we would add a 0.25% to the interest rate on that loan. And at this point, we should see very shortly a homeowner contract showing up in green. We are in the demo portal here, so might have to refresh this once or twice here. Do want to point out, we have the concert support email always available here. Might close relatively early for Hawaii time, as a lot of our reps are in the mountain and central and eastern time zones. And there will also be a phone number displayed down here that you can contact. So either phone or email support is available for you. And I think we'll get a green light here. And what that does is open up the permitting step. And all we're doing is asking you to apply for all the necessary permits. And then you are going to just send a text message to your homeowner. And I'm going to do this on the side here. And in the meantime, I'm just going to pull up a quick guide here, show you a little bit of what that looks like. Here's an example of what the text message says to your homeowner. We have updated this language so it says concert finance instead of Interbank USA. We have removed this specific dollar amount. But customer has an opportunity to reply yes, no, and if they don't reply within 24 hours, we take that as a tacit approval for that permitting milestone. Again, customers that aren't comfortable with text, we can send this out via email and process your first milestone. That permitting milestone, Concert Finance will make a 10% of the loan amount payment directly to the installer within 24 to 48 hours of that confirmation, depending on the time of day it's confirmed. Okay, if we approve that first one here, and that should get populated here momentarily. And we will move on to, at this point, you're able to order equipment, again, directly from Ben and the team at CED. We will have a loan record, that we match this to. They'll be able to match up the name and address of your customer, and again, place that equipment order on a separate account for Concert Finance. Once you schedule the install and you have the system completed, installed on the roof, you go ahead and send that next text message out to your customer. It's going to look very similar to the one I just showed you. And we'll wait momentarily here so I can make this request go through and show you the next and final step here. With the substantial completion payment, we take the remaining 90% of the loan amount, we subtract a dealer fee, and then once the final invoice is available from CED, those equipment charges are deducted from the 90% as well. Once you have this step completed, the invoice is provided by CED to Concert Finance, and that will ultimately finalize that last payment. I have approved here, so we'll do a quick refresh and hopefully get to the last point. Again, you're fully paid out at install. As a courtesy to Concert Finance, we do ask that you come in here and report when you've received the permission to operate final inspection, and that's just an easy couple of clicks there for you. Gonna switch back to Ben. Hopefully you're still on audio there, but not sure if you have any questions in the chat that are available here at this point. Do you want to open this up for any and all questions that you may have about the Concert Finance platform, the Aloha Flex loan, or how to order equipment through this program from CED?
Thank you, Matt. Excellent presentation. We do have a couple of questions. So, couple of just in terms of can a homeowner with a reverse mortgage qualify for a concert loan?
Yes, a customer who has a reverse mortgage is eligible for the Concert Finance loan.
All right. Kind of other eligibility questions. Bankruptcy, is that something that would preclude the homeowner from Concert Finance?
The bankruptcy does need to be discharged by 3 years. So if they have had a bankruptcy within the last 3 years, they won't be qualified for Concert Finance. But if that bankruptcy is beyond 3 years, we would qualify them based on their current credit profile.
All right. How about, are we able to finance off-grid systems?
Yes, off-grid systems are absolutely eligible. That last step for PTO, we would probably just ask that you go ahead and click that button. However, realizing that no utility is involved in an off-grid system, but yes, absolutely eligible. All right, and then kind of mechanics of the loan. Assuming, is it fully transferable if the customer sell their home? It is, but the new homeowner does need to pass the basic credit check. So homeowner selling their home has the option to pay off entirely the Concert Finance loan for the system and include the cost of that in their market price for the home. If they don't want to pay that off, you do need the new homeowner to qualify with Concert Finance to assume that loan. All right. Are you able to potentially, for this question, go back to the portal, potentially the first page? The question is, does the calculator show REM monthly with just ITC paydown, or does it accurately reflect the state credit as well? So I think that the way to handle that, Matt, would be just to show that portal page there. And then typically what we do with that is we put in, obviously the Hawaii state tax credit is a little bit difficult, but we can put in any credit amount. So are you able to, let's just show that. Yeah, so this is configured just for the ITC. Concert Finance is available in all 50 states. So we do have that program for 26%. You can change this as a percentage amount, or you can do the calculation using the state tax credit. You would have a 26% calculation, and then you could add on the state credit here. Ben, what would you estimate would be a state credit for, let's say, a $37,000 loan? I mean, for $37,000, you're probably like another $8,000 potentially. Okay. So that puts us at about $16,620 here. And when you click out of that box, you'll get an automatic update here, and that shows you what the monthly payment recalculates to if you pay down that full ITC and take the available credits to pay down the full balance. Okay. Appreciate that. Another question, the majority of our systems are going to include batteries. The question from Bill is the battery cost part of the solar or part of the other 50%? So if somebody has, adds the battery plus all the other equipment, would they still, is the battery taken out of the 50%, or would they still have that available for other uses? Yeah, so the battery storage is considered part of the solar. And additionally, if you're re-roofing a plane where modules are going to go, that's also considered part of the solar. So absolutely, those are eligible for the solar portion. And then that other 50%, again, would be for any ancillary non-solar related home improvements. Okay, thank you. Another question that comes up, can we use materials that, and I'll answer this one, Matt, but can we use materials that aren't from CED?
We've got certain customers that maybe use sun power panels or have access to Tesla batteries. We would ask that you get 3 out of the 4 parts from us. So if you were going to use a module that CED didn't sell, but it was a Generac or Enphase battery, and then, you know, rail from CED, that works for us. Likewise, if it was a Tesla battery, then, you know, LG or Q-Cells panels plus the Solar Edge and associated rail, and we would make that work. It doesn't work for us if it's a battery and a module that we don't sell. We need at least 3 out of 4 pieces.
That's right, Ben. And I guess the only situation where you'd make an exception is if CED promised equipment and doesn't have it on hand to ship. In those cases,
Sure.
We can make an off exception as well. But absolutely, there is a 2-page agreement in addition to the concert finance application. We'll ask for recent financials, balance sheet, and profit and loss statement, insurance information, and there is a 2-page installer agreement where we do ask that you purchase mods, racking, and inverters from CED. But as Ben stated, we can substitute a battery for a module, and we can make exceptions when material is not available.
We appreciate that. Are there let's see if we got a couple other questions here. Just in general, Matt, like in terms of people qualifying for this, what kind of percentage of people get approved versus getting turned down?
Yeah, so if we look at the overall universe of customers going through the soft credit check up front, approvals are north of 80%, so the low 80 percentile. We do have installers that are utilizing that soft credit check up front, and again, it's a high degree of accuracy, somewhere between 97 and 98% accurate. The only issues that we have there when a soft credit check is not accurate is if you allow too much time to pass between the soft credit check and the hard credit check, or if you had a customer, for example, named John Johnson, and there was multiple John Johnsons living in a particular home, and he didn't provide the social security number. But again, folks that are using that soft credit check up front are seeing hard credit check approvals in the high 90s, so 97, 98%. And I think we have one installer that is seeing roughly 80 to 81% approvals on the front end, and they have roughly 95% approvals on the hard credit check, and the vast majority of the 5% that don't qualify are customers that aren't doing that soft credit check up front. So again, there's no impact on the customer's credit score if you run that soft credit check. So very much in your interest to take that pre-screening opportunity, and allows you to focus on where you can make sales, and if need be, move on to the next customer before expending time and energy on a sale that won't go through.
All right, thank you. Is there another question? Is there an ability to finance more than 100K? Because we see a lot of big systems in Hawaii. Being that it's self-supply, we have multiple batteries and sometimes 20, 30 kilowatt residential projects.
Currently, we are capped at 100,000. Although I will say, this concert finance being exclusive to CED, we like to gather and accept feedback from all of our partners, and again, that feedback can be given directly to myself or Ben. There's a possibility that we could increase that maximum loan amount in the future. But for the foreseeable future, it's capped at 100,000. But that is valuable to know. I know we do have larger system costs when battery and storage are included, and certainly that's on our wish list for future rollouts. And also do want to mention that the tech team that supports this concert finance portal is also in-house here at CED. So any feedback once you sign up and use the portal, we're happy to take feedback to our team, and we're constantly making improvements and developments on the credit check, trying to improve the credit box, and then doing things that will make the loan processing more simple, helping you identify loans that are either going to be canceled or need to be removed from the system, we're open to any and all feedback on how we can improve the experience here for installers and homeowners.
We appreciate that, and I just step in and say that this is something that I've been talking to many folks in the Hawaii solar energy industry, and we've been asking for this for a long time. So we're very excited to have this, and appreciate the flexibility on from your team. Excited about where this is going to go. I will throw out any other questions from the field. If you have any, please type them into the questions bar.
And while we're waiting for any additional questions, do want to reiterate that both Ben and myself and my colleague Conover are standing by and waiting to assist you to get these applications submitted. Again, all you need is a CED account in order to get started with Concert Finance. We have an online application, and typically review for Concert Finance applications take about a week. And we will reach out and give you a full portal demo and training on Concert Finance before you get started. And again, do want to reiterate, we have support internally for myself and Mike, and we do have immediate support with a email or 800 number to help get you started and help you figure out when you're stuck with customers and how to advance projects along.
Thanks, Matt. We did get another question. Is there a welcome call? I know that some folks have a welcome call. Is that something that's part of this?
There's no welcome call. Again, we've tried to strip this down to a minimal processing standpoint as much as possible. Again, we know working with our CED customers, we do have a higher degree of ease of use here compared to some of our other lending partners that need to put some controls in place. Obviously, if there's any situations where we have a consistent pattern of the program not being utilized as it should, that may change. But at this point, we have no welcome call, and we are welcoming all installers to use this program carte blanche and help you get systems installed, jobs sold, etc.
Okay. Appreciate that. We've got Bill's got another very good question here. How proactive is Concert in terms of reaching out to the homeowner for any stipulations or unfinished tasks? So I know that's something that really ties up a lot of money with potentially with Sonova and some other products. So how does Concert handle that?
Proactively, we don't reach out to the homeowner. We do leave that up to the installer and the salesperson to gather documentation up front. We will put together periodic pipeline reports if we see projects that have stalled where you need either credit income stipulations or a title stipulation. We're moving towards sending more reminders out to the admins and ops managers for installers, but currently we aren't proactively reaching out to customers to gather that information. And
I would say, Bill, that we work very closely with Matt, his finance team. So if there's things that we see that are holding up the process, I get reports as well, and probably don't reach out directly to the homeowner. I'd like to have you have that relationship, but we can certainly be proactive in making sure that things aren't sticking.
And we'll also provide periodic reports if you're, reaching an expiration date. Say you have a credit approval and a loan signed. We will send out reminders as we see projects, approaching their expiration dates. We do have an extension policy available, which you can request. And again, we are putting a more robust report here that if there's anything specific once you get up and starting, we'd be happy to look into providing a specific report that's going to assist you to get projects through the pipeline with Concert.
Yeah, we've seen not so much in Hawaii because this is a relatively new rollout, but we've definitely got people who are interested in moving from things such as Sonova to Concert Finance because they've just got so many projects tied up with little loose ends. So we've kind of designed this product to avoid a lot of those things in the first place.
Absolutely, and we want you to be able to, place your equipment orders with CED the way you normally do. We do allow for multiple invoices to be uploaded. So if you order material and CED ships that out to a job site and you find out you're missing something, we do have the ability to import multiple invoices. If you tell if a project's complete, we will provide invoices available and get the project closed out with Concert. But we do provide for flexibility when you're ordering equipment and at the job site realizing you need to place some spare parts orders. Multiple invoices can be provided to Concert Finance in that respect.
Kind of along those terms, another question is, how long is the credit approval and how easy is it to extend? You kind of addressed that there, but just one more time.
So the credit approval, once you run that hard credit check, you do need to get the loan documents signed within 60 days. And then once you have a signed loan agreement, you have 180 days to get to PTO. We actually have step expirations that are plugged into there. So we do kind of guide you towards completing each milestone in 60 days. So 60 days from loan signing to install, to permit application, 60 days from permit application to install, and then another 60 days to PTO. Understanding that there are occasional delays that occur, we do grant extensions up to 60 days for a total of 240 days to complete a project when asking for an extension from our Concert support team.
Very, very fair. One more, we got one more last call here for questions. If you've got anything else, please put it into the chat box. All right, it looks like most of the questions are answered. Oh, just got one more. Yeah, how is the contractor paid?
So we do gather installer bank account ACH information. Again, we take 10% of that loan amount at that permitting milestone. So when you've applied for permitting, get your homeowner to approve the permit step, you get 10% of the loan amount directly to your bank account. And second and final milestone is when the install is complete. So we have a customer acknowledgement that the installation's been complete, and then CED provides an invoice or multiple invoices to the Concert Finance team, and that final 90% payment goes out within 24 to 48 hours. We subtract the dealer fees and the equipment invoices from that final payment.